a little bit ironic, so I'm going to read it off my phone, but how can we find happiness when we live in an age of seemingly endless entertainment and information? It feels like those who use phones more are less happy.
That is a very interesting question, and I think one of the things that people have been waking up to, haven't they, in the last few years, has been actually these gadgets that we carry around in our pockets that say makes life easier and makes us more connected. Maybe aren't delivering quite what we hoped they would. I mentioned Jordan Peterson earlier, and he said, this thing that we carry around in our pockets, he says, I don't know what it is, but it's just not a phone. It's definitely not a phone. Like, it's so much more, isn't it? I was struck by a talk that I heard recently, and the title was Never More Connected and Never More Alone. I thought, isn't that interesting? In our pockets, we have the ability to be connected with anyone in the world at any point in time, and yet, in a sense, to feel so disconnected. And actually, there is some really interesting things to think through in that regard. One of the things I found really helpful is actually trying to overcome something of that phone addiction in various ways. Practical ways, people have suggested. Taking off all the notifications for absolutely everything other than phone calls. That was radical, but it's pretty cool. Putting your phone in black and white, apparently, psychologists say, makes the phone less attractive to look at, makes the real world more attractive than your digitally edited Instagram pictures that are more colourful than the real world really is. That's an interesting one. But I guess ultimately, it's not just about kind of rules that we can set, isn't it? It's about what is it that makes life meaningful. And I think actually one of the things we're discovering, and maybe the pandemic has helped us discover, is that actually real relationships have a physical dimension, don't they? Like, in a sense, we could do everything in the pandemic. We could talk to people, we could see people, we could be anywhere in the world, apart from we weren't any of those things. Because there's something about being physically present with others that is so significant to our humanity. And that, for me as a Christian, is not a surprise, because how did God reveal himself to humanity? By sending us a text message, by giving us a new film to watch on Netflix. Actually, the Christian claim is this, that God became flesh and lived among us. Actually, there is something profoundly Christian about our desire for human, physical, real life connection. And I think phones, actually, we're starting to realise, don't deliver quite what we hoped they would.